not? I guess I'll put on this whole like, you know, thing that I have to do. I pretend to like you for an hour.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good
or
afternoon.
good whenever you're watching this show.
Yes.
Might not be in the afternoon.
Today's Thursday. You might be watching it next Wednesday.
And that's cool. I mean, you really should just keep up with us. And you should be watching us on Thursdays or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm Travis.
I'm Brad.
And we are the
Mediocre Gamers.
We'll never do that again, I promise.
Meh.
Yeah, meh. So let's talk about a thing.
We're going to talk about a thing.
What is this first thing we're going to talk about?
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
What are we talking about? Okay.
No, we're the Mediocre Gamers, the indifferent gamers.
Oh, right. Okay, so first up, an article was released over the weekend that Netflix is officially rolling out support for 4K TVs.
So I guess if you have like a next generation system and a 4K TV, you've spent thousands of dollars, you'll finally be able to use that with Netflix.
The cheapest, I'm pretty sure, if it's correct, you know, the cheapest 4K TV on the market right now is $2,500. So, you know, if you go out and buy $2,500 TVs on a, you know, yearly basis, you probably do have a 4K TV.
You probably do, but you shouldn't do that. Don't be an early adopter. Wait, just like I got like a cheap HD TV like when they kind of first came out, and by then cheap still meant like $600.
Yeah.
But don't do that. Wait till the technology's good, because look how like the whole smooth motion like 120 like hertz thing worked out. Everything looked like an old soap opera at first and looked really weird. Don't just wait. Here's the thing. Vizio in like a year will come out with like a really good, really cheap one that you'll be super happy with because you went from 720 or 1080 up to 4K. So, you know.
This reminds me of...
And it's just for Netflix. Basically, Netflix and, like, do any games right now support 4K?
Some.
Yeah.
But nobody plays those.
It's not enough.
I mean,
so, just don't worry about it. You don't need
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of when the new Blu-ray technology was brand new and had just come out. I mean...
Dude, I'm going to point out something. Talk about don't adopt early. The HD DVD drive.
Oh my gosh.
For the Xbox 360 and
yes.
HD DVDs.
Yes.
Which died horribly. So that's proof right there that you shouldn't be early adopting.
What was the first Blu-ray I owned? Jim Carrey. How the Grinch Stole Christmas was the first Blu-ray I owned.
The Fifth Element, actually.
Oh yeah?
Well, Spider-Man 3 came with the PlayStation 3, but the first one I went out, I picked up the Fifth Element.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's super like good-looking movie still. So no regrets there. Practical effects still worked awesomely. So, yeah.
All right.
Don't regret that. All right, yeah, that's our little thing about 4K TVs. So, you know,
just
whatever,
that.
MBD.
From there, we want to start a new segment that I'm going to thoroughly enjoy.
Which segment? Because there's 2 new segments today.
Oh, yes, 2 new segments. I'm sorry. The new segment of our weekly quizzes that we're going to do.
Yes, we're going to be big idiots and go to BuzzFeed.com, and we're going to do quizzes.
Yes, Travis and I have decided that we know each other pretty well, I guess.
Well, we're gonna do our first one by our own choice. And if you want to suggest, like on our Facebook page or something, like a quiz to do next week, and maybe we get a couple people, we just really like when we'll do that. But today, since we've been talking about comics a lot, things like that, we decided to go with what superpower should you actually have?
Feel free to join us.
This is under BuzzFeed's LOL section.
Yes. Feel free to join in from home. Give us your responses in the Twitter feed, not Twitter, Twitch feed.
Yeah. We'll have to post that in the quiz for our one viewer to do and see what superpower he should actually have.
Please do it. Please.
Yeah, please. Don't make us look like idiots.
Are you the only viewer right now?
No, I'm not the only viewer.
Okay. So,
what would you do if you saw a bank robbery?
All right. Your answers could be start phone video, let the police handle it, yell, "Stop, you fiends," run away, find a new bank, or spill a bunch of marbles.
Or take like the Home Alone route on that. I'm gonna start a phone video.
Would you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a jerk.
All right. I figured you would either pick that one or you would spill a bunch of marbles. Not to stop the guy. You would just be walking down the street with your bag of marbles and see him run out of the bank and just go, "What?"
Yeah.
And just drop your marbles.
Like, whoa! I'd literally lose my marbles. I do frequently carry a bag of marbles around. That's where
Yeah.
the joke comes from.
Yeah.
If you didn't know that, I always have a bag of marbles with me.
Always.
I'm gonna go with you yelling "Stop, you fiends!" because you're a cheese ball.
See, I was actually leaning more
Ooh.
towards find a new bank. I feel like I would walk up to the bank, go to open the door, and the guy would run out and be like,
Yeah.
I just can't.
Obviously, the security's not tight in there. You don't know if your money's safe. It's probably time to find a new bank.
Yes.
Would you be willing to wear a cape?
I'm wearing one now. Yes, 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 yes. If it has a high thread count, realistically, no. My Snuggies like a cape.
If it's got like
Sure,
a high thread
fine.
count, like some like Egyptian cotton thing
Oh, yeah?
going on, yeah, I might wear a cape.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've always been a culprit of having my Snuggie. So,
Okay. Snuggies like a cape. That's cool.
that's cool.
Pick a fake superhero. I mean, I'm gonna go with the first one. You can explain the rest. I'm going with Stapler Hands
All right.
because that's a power I need to have.
There's also the Amazing Baby, Punching Guy, Ham Face, Super Drunk Man, the Speed Reader. I'm going with Ham Face.
Yeah,
I'm
Ham
thinking.
Face is pretty good.
I'm not thinking of like John Hamm and his face. I'm thinking of like just having a
What if
head.
your superpower
of
was just
ham.
to have John Hamm's face at will? Dude, you would never have to do anything in your life again. You could just be like, shoom.
No,
and you're just John Hamm.
I'm not even picturing that. I'm just picturing Ham as my face, just like a big.
Yeah, but then you get in like trouble with like eating yourself. And
Well, yeah, but I can shoot bacon out of my
are
eyes.
You good ham? Like, are you delicious ham?
Oh
Are you, like,
yeah,
are-
I'm sugar cured ham.
I'd be worried about like being like hungry and like picking my face.
Oh, I probably do that.
I do that anyway.
But skin grows back. So if skin is bacon or skin is ham, well, yeah, it'll grow back.
All right. The next question is: baby animals are in danger. Which do you save first? We have an adorable pig. We have an adorable bunny. We have an adorable duckling. An adorable dog. Adorable kitty. An adorable goat. I have a serious love of tiny little bunnies with chubby faces.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go with that. And second choice of saving is totally the goat because baby goats are friggin' adorable.
I'm really surprised with you not saving your own kind first, but that's
I know.
okay.
Well, here's the thing. I am the goat lord, but God, bunnies are so cute.
I have to go with the pig.
He is pretty adorable.
That's the most adorable picture on the internet, and you just can't not say no to that.
If you really could have superpowers, would you take them? And I immediately saw an answer that just said, hell yeah. So we're going to go with that. We're swearing on the show. Oh, no.
So the rest of the answers
Big
are
words.
no, they might be evil. It seems like a bad idea. No, doy, it is my destiny. I already have them. I might threaten potential lovers. This is a hard one. I don't know if I really like the answers for this one. I think I'm going to go with saying, it's my destiny. If I'm supposed to have superpowers.
Okay. Now we have a dude, which person do we vanquish? Which villain? We have just a dude robbing a bank. Something that looks like a ripoff of Diablo from Diablo series.
Yeah.
Some dude with a faux hawk and crappy sunglasses.
Is that supposed to be like a Saints Row kind of guy? I don't know.
I'm gonna go with him just because he looks like just a bad person with his terrible spiky hair and his terrible sunglasses.
Yeah.
So there's also Jafar from Disney. We have my god.
He's the
Dick Dastardly.
Yeah.
Right from
Yep.
from the old cartoon.
Well, that's my pick anyway. So.
And last we have, let's face it, we have the Xenomorph from Aliens.
Yeah.
No one's taking this. Listen, they're horrible, intelligent velociraptors with acid for blood.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what superpowers I have, I'm not worrying about the Xenomorphs. They're just gonna run rampant and kill everybody because I'm not messing with a Xenomorph. No way. Do I feel an obligation to help others? Well, there's an answer for nope, so I'm going to pick that one.
Then the rest of the answers are yes. Most of the time, I guess. I can't feel. I'm supposed to say yes.
All right.
My answer for everything is,
I guess.
I guess.
Okay,
we'll
which one of these do I most respect? We have a horse, the sun, the waves, fire, a shark, or a dinosaur. Yeah, I gotta throw out respect for horses, bro. Just saying. Dinosaurs are my favorite thing, but I gotta throw it out for the horse.
Yeah, I would have to agree with the horse. So the next question we got: how would you use your superpowers? For good, I swear. However I want. to discipline my kids, to save the world, to impress boys/girls, revenge.
Ooh.
Are we gonna go all moody and go Batman? Ooh, I'm gonna use my powers for revenge. Oh.
I'm gonna go however I want. How good are you at keeping a secret?
Wait. I gotta go with for good. I swear. I swear. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Pretty bad. How good are you telling your secrets? Expert, tell me my secrets. I'm just gonna go with the brooding. My heart is full of secrets.
Wow, Travis, way to just muddle through that question.
Yeah,
How good are you at keeping a secret?
That's a boring
Yeah.
question, that's why.
No, I can't keep secrets. Where are they? Pretty bad. We'll just go with that.
I apologize for my allergies a little bit today. I get a little bit sniffly.
Yeah.
As Brad just claws at his own eyes. I just see Trevor walking by. I hope he tunes in for our next new segment then.
Yeah, Trevor, make sure you're watching live, Trevor.
And how are you in a crisis? A lot of screaming. What kind of screaming? Screams of joy? Screams of terror?
Is it me running around in a circle going, I'm on fire, I'm on fire?
I mean, there's ways. Cool. Large plus in charge.
Large and in charge.
Yeah, like a large plus in charge.
Oh, okay. I want a large on the side.
Basically a hero or freaking out. Yeah, I'm gonna go large and in charge. How do you... Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Just pick your answer, because this next question, I don't know, maybe we should have picked the quiz from the LOL section.
If basically a hero means me running around like a chicken with my head cut off, then I'll be basically a hero.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
You're basically a hero. All right. How do you feel about burps? Rude. I'm so good at them. They're fun, unpleasant, hard to do in space. That should just have a question mark. And I feel great about them. I'm gonna go. I feel great about them. That's terrible. I just got my. Can you just do that on command?
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah, I'm so good at them.
You have a superpower and it's disgusting. So I got my power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
Should we reveal our powers? I get the ability to eat an infinite amount of pizza.
Oh.
I feel like here's the thing.
Okay.
Any pizza-related crisis, someone could call me for it.
Yes.
Am I getting fatter? Does the pizza? Does this take into account my metabolism? So I talked about pizza, and then now you're going to talk about your thing because we're just going to cut all of that out.
Okay. Well, Brad, what did you get? Well, I'm glad you asked me. Thank you. I have the mighty ability to morph into a mighty horse. Nay, with pride. Whenever there's trouble, you can just morph right into a horse and gallop into victory. Your enemies are likely not prepared to deal with the brand of equine justice you'll be serving.
I get infinite pizza to eat it, which is a useless ability. And let's face it, I'm a man who's taken on a dinner box by himself. All right, I don't need this. And you get to be a horse? This is crap.
I am mighty.
All right, this quiz is crap. We need suggestions for next week. So, yes, please.
I don't know. I love my response.
Suggest us some things next week.
You know what? Here we go.
You got a good one, but I'm going to go. So
wait, I have to. Where is it? I have to share it. Here I am. Okay, post it.
All right.
Yes, I am, Sam.
Soon we will be able to start our next segment.
But I mean, we might as well go right into our next topic with. I guess we were saying that superpowers were equivalent to the Elder Scrolls. So let's jump on to that.
Yeah, sure. Why not? That's a thing. If I ever heard one.
You like
it? The Elder Scrolls Online. We're going to quickly talk about it because, I'm not going to lie, neither of us have played it. We've both kind of kept up with videos and things like that. However, like every MMO in existence, it has the same problem, which it is just crippling bugs everywhere. And some of them are apparently in endgame content, which you shouldn't be in endgame content already. It's only been out for a couple days. Please go outside and talk to your friends and your family because they love you. Anyway, that's my message to everybody. Yeah, it's got a lot of bugs, which is kind of why I haven't been super interested in going right in and playing it right away. However, I'm gonna see if I can hop on a trial and actually come back next week and discuss it. But it was released. I just I didn't want to just skim over it. But yeah, it's very buggy right now. However, it is probably, if not the best looking MMO out right now, probably tied for second, which that being Guild Wars 2 is probably the best looking one out right now. The other thing is it has a budget almost as much as Tortanic, the old Republic that tanked and went free to play almost immediately, lost EA all of that money, which that wasn't actually a bad game. It just, it's not WoW. It had like a $250 million budget, and people love the Elder Scrolls, but people don't love MMOs as much. And honestly, some of the things that you want to translate well in the Elder Scrolls universe don't look like they translated very well into the online play. So, I don't know. It looks rough, to be honest, but I'll give it a shot. I mean, hey, I might end up really liking it. I played WoW, Guild Wars 2 mostly, what I've stuck to, but I'll see what kind of thing. Like I said, I'll try to either maybe hop on a frenzy account or something. At least get some playing before next week. I'd like to talk about that.
Look, I have never been somebody that has sat down and played an RPG.
An MMORPG.
An MMORPG. So, this obviously isn't for me. I played... No. I mean, I played Knights of the Old Republic. I played...
Well, that's not an MMO.
I know.
Yeah.
I played that. That's probably the closest thing I'll get to
Play
it.
the dot hack games?
Oh, gosh, no.
Okay, I was going to say, that might have been the closest.
I mean, I've played RPGs. I've never played MMOs. I've never...
I mean, it happens.
I don't know. From what somebody told me, it's like Skyrim, just online.
We'll see.
Okay.
Some of the UI
know.
features and stuff like that, and the map seems a little more sparse, probably just for like loading purposes. We'll see. Like I said, I'll give it a shot. Honestly,
I'll let Travis give it a shot.
I play WoW right now, and that's only because that's what literally everybody plays, and if you want like full servers, that's where you have to go. But I will say my favorite's probably Guild Wars 2. I think that game just played. You can have fun by yourself or with a group, which is important. Like I think in a game like that. So I'll see if I can somehow get my hands on a copy of that and kind of give a comparison next week. Kind of maybe like rank it in with like some of the ones I played, stuff like that. Yeah, we'll see. But this next segment here.
Ooh, brand new segment.
I'm
so excited. I got a little song that I wrote up for it.
Okay, well we'll say our next segment is called "What Did Trevor Brossman Get in the Mail Today?"
What did Trevor get in the mail today?
Anyway, what we have is our, I guess, manager and friend and comrade Trevor Brossman has great interest in awesome things, and we've intercepted.
Let's just say this: he
loves JRPGs.
He is better. He is so much more,
which is awesome.
No. It's great. He has this thing that he just collects the best things in the world.
He does. He collects like literally the coolest things. And we've intercepted a package today. So we've committed a felony. I'm throwing it out there online. Come arrest us.
Trevor, it's here.
Yeah, it's here.
It's here.
That thing you wanted, it's here. And we've got it. And here it is. All right, ready? Can I get a drum roll? Can you give me like a belly drum roll or something?
Is that coming through nice and good?
I hear it. Today, Trevor got in the mail the Tales of Symphonia Chronicles Collector's Edition box set. Oh, and here's the thing. Here. I need the camera on me real quick because I'm gonna go over some features here.
Okay.
Let's take a look at this box set. First of all, we'll get like a nice view of the cover. I mean, it is gorgeous. It's awesome. It's almost in this like cube-like design. Now, what this comes with, I don't know if you got a chance to look. It is actually really cool. I don't know how well you can see it, but you get like chibi versions of some of the characters from the game, like little figures. I mean, you get like your art book, and I'm gonna flip this around just so we can see this here, so I can see it. You get it's a steelbook game. I mean, everybody loves steelbooks. Let's face it. You get a hardcover novel, not even an art book. You get a novel. How cool is that? You get a PS3 custom themed DLC art booklet and a 4-disc collector's edition soundtrack. This is actually one of the cooler box sets I've had a chance to see in a while. just because of like it comes with all the stuff you want. It comes with like physical things you can like decorate with, which is like figures. It comes with a friggin' book to read. I mean, it comes with a soundtrack. So
now can I just
Tales of Symphonia, by the way. I mean, it's a great game. If you haven't played it, GameCube originally, great game, And this is Tales of Symphonia Chronicles.
Didn't that wasn't not to be mistaken? Wasn't that released a couple months ago? Didn't that come out a couple months ago?
Yes, I believe it. I believe this is not a super
so Trevor
release,
has had to wait a little bit to get this.
And let me tell you, the wait was worth it. I mean, he hasn't seen it yet. Like, I mean, we literally grabbed this out.
He has not held it in his hands.
So that is really cool. But I gotta say, let's give like a rating on this, like how I feel about this box set.
Just all right.
I'm gonna give it a 9 anime eyes out of 10.
No. Can we make those? Can you give it to the can you give them to the camera, Travis?
I don't know if that worked, but yeah.
Okay, I'll try it.
But you get actually no, I got to give it 10 out of 10 because you know what? You get Tales of Symphonia and Tales of Symphonia Dawn of the New World and all of that stuff I mentioned before. 10 out of 10. This is what a collector's edition should be, and I gotta say, the Japanese are so much better at putting together collector's editions than American. I mean, the last really, at least I thought was really cool American game collector's edition was Modern Warfare 3. You got that RC car with the video camera on the controller, and you could like drive it around and see where you're going. That was probably like one of the cooler ones. There's also a working pair of night vision goggles that came with one, but like that was like the last like really good one. So I gotta say the Japanese are like so much better at it. So yeah, I mean, if you're a Tales of Symphonia fan, you want the PS3 version, I would say this is definitely a good purchase. I don't know how much it costs, probably a lot, but if you're a fan of the game, you should pick it up. And that ends the segment of what did Trevor Brossman get in the mail?
What did he? Well, today you saw it, guys. Maybe next week we'll have another one.
We will intercept any package we can.
Okay. So that brings us. Let's continue on the video game subject.
Video games. We are the Mediocre Gamers.
Yes.
So sometimes we'll talk about video games.
Mediocrely. Yeah, mediocrely. So yesterday we got our shipment in for our new release of the WB. One of their Lego games, the Lego Hobbit came out.
Yeah,
yes,
that came out.
That came out, and to my surprise, I didn't know this when we ordered it. I don't look into that kind of stuff. But a customer was in buying the game, and he was asking about it, and he was trying to figure out. Well, he has both the past gen and the new gen console, and he was trying to figure out which one he wanted to get. And our coworker Trevor Brossman, he said, "Well, this one's going to look better, but this one's $10 cheaper." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, the 360 and PS3 one is only $50 as compared to the Xbox One PS4, which is still $60
price."
So what I want to know is, I guess I've just been questioning myself all night as to whether is this the way that it's going for games. I know that WB likes to. I mean, I know that the Lego Movie, it was 50 as opposed to 60 when they released it. So I don't know. Is that just what that company is doing? Is this a new trend we're going to start to see?
I think you may start to see it, but conditionally, and that condition is it's not an Activision or an EA game.
All right.
Because Activision and EA are money-grubbing, terrible people. Like, you have the 360 version of Titanfall, which I haven't played. I hate assuming things. I don't like doing this. I'm sure it doesn't look good, and I'm sure you're better off with preferably the PC version, but at least like the Xbox One version.
Right.
They released that for $60.
Now
they released a ported, downscaled everything game for the full price, which to me is a little unfair, but I'm sure that doesn't matter. Everybody wants to play Titanfall. It's a great game.
Right.
I'm still enjoying it. But it's, but I think from other companies like WB and like other maybe like not as like huge publishers, I think you might start to see a price difference.
Now, and if we start seeing that price difference, is it going to help out this generation? I think that it's going to hurt the generation.
Because you have people like us who are like, which one should I buy? How much do you care about graphics? Not that much. Buy this one that's cheaper.
Yeah.
I mean, easy as that.
I mean, everybody's going to want the new and best thing that's out. But right now, I'm not I'm still not convinced. If you're gonna tell me that a new console's coming out and it's out and it's still $500 and all the games for that are $60, yeah,
yeah,
why not?
Like,
why not?
You're almost like you're like facilitating like an environment where people don't need to upgrade.
Yeah, I'm hoping
like, you're pushing that. Like you're not selling systems by making things cheaper.
I'm hoping that we are going to get the run for both the 360 and the PS3 that the PlayStation 2 had. I mean,
which it just kept going.
I mean,
forever.
Let's be honest. I mean, there are still some games, not great games, but I mean, like FIFA 14 came out on the PS2.
Yep.
Like, I mean, and yes, that's because the global market is still. They still have PS2s and they're still producing PS2s.
I mean, the PS2's everywhere. I mean,
but the fact that in South American countries, African countries, that you can still get FIFA 14 on the PS2,
yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if we see, especially out of like I would say the 360 has a bigger chance of it. If we see that kind of lifespan out of that, I mean, that would be great. And I think Microsoft could be happy with like a system. I mean, it came out. What, 8 years ago now? I mean, 2014, 2006?
Yeah.
No, 2005 were the earliest models, weren't they?
I think that would have been the release year, I think.
The release year. So, I mean, it has actually had almost a decade, which is similar to what the PS2 had. So, it's funny, you know, working here in a video game store, we're like, oh, there's already a new console out, and we're like, yeah, I mean, the other one was released, you know, like almost a decade ago. So yes, there's a new console out. Like, you know, like I don't think people realize that there is not this like tiny gap as they see it. Like maybe they only got like a 360 like a year or two ago or something. Yeah. Like no, this gap has been big. I mean, just looking from here, like our 360 section is not as big as our PS2 section, but it is not that far off.
Well, I mean, if you do look at it, I would say it's fairly close.
It's very close.
I mean, if you've been to the store, I mean, the 360 section is a wall length, so it's essentially a section stacked on top of another section.
Yeah.
So I could see that our 360 section is.
But basically, we instead of having just 2 of those sections, like in the 360, we have 3 for the PlayStation 2.
Right.
So really, it's really not that far away. So like, you know, like people don't understand that. I mean, it's been almost 10 years since that, and now the PS3 has games, not as many. That was always a slower console, and like tend to go towards like niche markets a little more.
And that's one of those things that, you know, PS3 owners, they keep their stuff.
They really
PlayStation
really
owners,
do.
they keep it. I mean,
the exclusives. The exclusives for at least I always saw for the PS3 were much more of like ones that like kind of like I hate to say something stupid, but like stayed in your heart kind of. Like that, you have like the 360 exclusives, which were like Gears. It's like, oh, I mean, it had a story and everything. It was still a shooter game. You got like, you know, you have like Uncharted and like Metal Gear and these like other games like with these like stories that like really stuck with you. And I mean, you have like Beyond Two Souls, Heavy Rain, like you have the Quantic Dream, stuff like that. Like it's stuff that like I honestly I think like the people who play PS3 owners are I think generally like story people, and they'll hold on to a game because they want to play it again because they want to like do that story again.
I mean,
which is, you know.
And with that, I mean, not to say, I mean, I know our feelings are completely, you know, I don't even know the word for it, but you know, we know how we feel about The Last of Us. But The Last of Us did not wow.
Done that on live.
Wow.
I'm sorry that y'all had to hear that.
Wow. He did.
Y'all.
All right.
This is getting rough.
Wow. We should not. We should stop. No. But I mean,
I'm out of the podcast.
The Last of Us. It didn't save the console, but it brought new people to the console.
It did, because people saw that and they were like, "Oh my god, that looks amazing." The gameplay wasn't that amazing. I don't care. Shut up.
The story was great, and that is something.
On YouTube, I recently found it. I think it's like 6 hours long.
Yeah.
Someone took every cutscene and only the gameplay parts that had story to them and made a movie out of it. So if you go on YouTube, like I said, it's like 6 hours. But if you watch it in like 2-hour segments, like you would with a movie, and split that up over 3 times, or if you just want to like super indulge and watch like a 6-hour thing, that's up to you. But
you, sir, are a hero.
Yeah, if you could do that. Oh, the guy who did it, yes, please.
Thank you.
Oh, I think on other stuff on his channel, I think that's what the channel does is like cut out the gameplay.
Good.
But which it could be good depending on what you're talking about. We're talking about The Last of Us. That gameplay was like I thought it was super awkward. So the fact that someone did that, you need to watch this. The story in that game is so good. The ending did not throw me that much as it could have, but you know they wanted to make some DLC and expand it a little more, so I could at least get it. But you gotta watch it, like I said. So yeah, the PS3 people. So you know, like again, we'll bring it back to the consoles have had a long life. We might finally be seeing some price drops with new games, as in you know they're starting to come out for a little cheaper while we make next gen ones. Is that going to save the new consoles? No. Is it going to save the old consoles? Yeah, probably. But is that really what they want? Shouldn't be. They shouldn't want the old consoles. They should want to make all the money that they spent, you know, on these new ones.
They need to make their money back.
I mean, Sony has that big habit of building a console for more than what they sell it for, and just hemorrhaging money for years to come until it finally comes back to them. So, yeah,
we'll see.
Well, it is a big we'll see. But that's what we have to say about price drops, new games possibly. So far, we've seen it with Lego Hobbit. So we'll see. Oh, and Dynasty Warriors 8, I believe. Was it 40 for the current gen and 60 the full 60 for the new?
Yes, yeah, that's correct.
So, yeah. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about comics.
All right. So this week in comic news, not too much for me that I picked up. It was very slow week.
I noticed it was a slow week for you.
But this week, of course, I don't want to talk about it too much because I do want to really actually write a genuine review.
Which you can find on themediocregamers.com.
Our official website of the Mediocre Gamers. That is what we do. Which I'll tell this. Here's what I'll do for this one. I will tell the story of what I told you yesterday about my trip to go and pick this up. So we have the release of a Batman Eternal. If you can see that,
the comic store in Lancaster.
Yes.
They probably have no idea who we are or anything like that, but we'll throw out a plug anyway. You know, CIB carries lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of used comics, but you know what? If I'm going to buy them new somewhere, I'll buy them at the comic book store.
That's where
used comics though, complete in box and after that.
Yeah. This series, Batman Eternal, is a brand new series that started yesterday. I don't want to talk. I won't talk strictly about the comic. But go and get it. That's all I gotta say for now. I'll review it later. But I loved it.
Okay.
I thought
if that's what you want to talk about, that's what you want to.
Okay. But anyways, so it's $2.99. It comes out every single week for the next 60 weeks. So we'll see
how much is that?
$2.99. So if the story continues the way it does, it is going to be worth it.
That's a pretty big push to buy that comic. So that's.
I can tell you that the $2.99 that is on this comic is completely worth it. My one thing about yesterday was that I tried to pick up the first variant. It's a 1 in 50 variant. So for every 50 comics that were printed, there was one of these other ones printed. The artwork was done by Andy Kubert, a very famous Batman artist, and I really wanted it. The actual retail price on that was $24.99. For the artwork for that front cover alone,
and they sold it for $24.99.
They sold it for $24.99. It's going for anywhere right now. I've seen prices as low as $35 to prices of upwards $50. Anyways.
This is what happens when you record in a store.
Yes. Anyways.
Whatever.
The story alone, I would have paid $25 for that story. I liked it. I genuinely liked it. I guess that's my feelings about it. But I wanted to buy this special edition.
You're welcome for editing out that scene, by the way. All y'all in the mediocre game. The mediocre nation.
Man.
Never. I'll never shut up.
I was very disappointed because I got there and the guy said he sold the last copy of the special 1 in 50 printing literally 5 minutes before I walked in the door. So I was very, very highly disappointed by that.
But not your fault, not their fault. It happens.
No,
well, it's a little your fault. You should have went and got your comic books earlier, like a real comic book person.
Yes, I should have been there at I think they open at 10. I should have been there at 10 a.m. to buy it. Yeah. Okay, so the first one we got in here. You can hold it up. The Punisher World War Journal.
Fold it, I think.
Fold it. Number 1. It is actually signed by Jim Lee himself. It was cool. It's cool. I mean, something signed by Jim Lee.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been around for a little bit.
It's a cool thing that we got.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool. That I think we got like things that were slightly cooler. But
all right.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we obviously got things cooler.
I would say this is maybe. This might be first coolest thing.
You know what? It really depends on what you're into.
Yeah,
and I will.
There's two things I'm kind of going to call a tie, and it really does depend on if you're in superheroes or not superheroes.
I will say that this is actually probably my favorite that we got in, but I will share it now. Here you go, Travis. You can hold it. The Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars, number 8. This is
a key issue.
A key issue for the fact that it is the first appearance of the Spider-Man black suit.
Which was not the first appearance in the Amazing Spider-Man of the black suit, but the first appearance ever, including the Amazing Spider-Man. So
yes.
that's interesting.
So that is in store. It's up for sale. I mean, I haven't decided on a price, but most likely it'll be about $60. It's in pretty good condition. Cover's beautiful.
Yeah. Still bright and vibrant.
Yeah. So that brings us to, I know there's still this fad of The Walking Dead that everybody talks.
Still, it's not going to go away as long as that show keeps running.
I don't think. I don't know.
Unless everybody starts hating the show.
You know what? I mean, I can go on my rant of how I don't think there's any correlation between it, except for the people that started watching it at the beginning. Thinking,
the correlation between the show and the comics is people watch the show, want more of this universe, and they read the comics, and that's going to keep.
But I don't think that. I don't know. I still don't think that that's driving the price. I don't know.
Well, also rarity. It was
very limited.
Combine a very limited pressing of a comic that was kind of a cult hit, but never got super super crazy, and then give that a TV show and spread it to everyone.
Right.
That I think that really drove the price. I think if the Walking Dead bubble pops, as far as this thing in American culture goes, I think you'll see a dip in their prices, but it's not going to be anything significant. Honestly, it's going to be you'll see just a small drop off there.
There's going to be something where I mean, this came out in the age where people know how to take care of their comic books, so all of them are going to be out there and they're going to be perfect.
Yeah,
honestly, there's not going to be.
We've seen in issue number 1. We've seen in issue number 1 in Spanish. We've seen the first 7 books, which we'll get to. All of them were in wonderful condition, and I mean, the one of them we saw the guy bought them when they came out. He read them, he stashed them away, and the thing is, even though they were just stashed away, we're in now again the age where people just take care of them.
Yeah.
So even when they're not paid attention to or cared for, they're still probably just in a long box in storage. So they're not.
So I mean, if every single one of them is going to come back and be in perfect condition, at some point the price is going to go down for them.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not like we're talking. I don't know,
old detective comics where you'll see them just completely in tatters, or
amazing fantasy number 15 with no cover going for $2,000. I mean, you're not going to see that.
I mean, it's probably just gonna normalize and come probably maybe everything might end up if the bubble pops and everybody realizes they're on good condition, they'll probably start going for 3/4. I think of what they were, dependent on literally on the economy and how that goes. What they'll be worth. But yeah, they'll probably be worth about I would say. I don't think they're gonna be half or anything, but.
I don't know. We'll see.
It's kind of an awkward. It'll be interesting to watch what does happen, just because. I mean, we talked about this before. If you're talking modern comics, these are the most expensive, to pick up. Within the past, we figured out, maybe 10, 15 years. That's pretty insane. So it's almost kind of watching a science experiment go down. What happens if you do this with a smaller independent comic, not independent, but smaller limited comic that blows up due to a TV show. All of them in condition people are collecting them, but I mean, the first issue could still be worth over $1,000 on its own. Right. It'll be interesting.
So
it'll be something we'll keep up with.
Yeah. So
speaking of
yes,
The
Well, yeah, that's why I did the transition.
We got neato things to show you about The Walking Dead today.
So in store recently, we brought in The Walking Dead #7. Walking Dead #7, however you want to look at it. It's great.
It's first issue without Moore, right? First issue without Tony Moore?
Sure.
I think so.
I don't remember.
Okay, well, I'm going to throw that out there. I could be wrong, and feel free to totally peg me if I am. I believe the first 6 were Kirkman and Moore.
Yes,
and I believe
that #7 does start.
#7
does start the new story arc. That is correct. #7, it is in store. If you would like, it's in our case right now. It's $85,
which is a very fair price.
Very fair price for it.
And I'm not even just trying to push that. That's. I didn't know it was that inexpensive. So that's a good price.
It's a solid $100 comic. I want $85 for it. I don't think that's a unfair argument. Now this moves us probably to one of the better things that we have in the store right now.
Cooler, especially to have a modern key issue that's worth money.
Yeah,
that to me is cool. Like to have something released in would it be past decade?
Oh yeah,
to have something like a key issue of the past decade that has held value and actually has gained really a lot of pop culture significance for what it is.
Yeah, so we have The Walking Dead #27.
And what is the significance of that, Brad?
The significance is that it is the first appearance of the Governor.
And the Governor, of course, is he's the most notorious villain.
Yeah.
And really, actually, he's probably the most notorious, comic book villain created, since 2000, even. Everybody we know everybody knows the Governor is at this point.
In the sense that, if it's a modern villain, if we're going modern villains, they do have to be,
he's huge. Honestly, the TV show, it was, I'll even compare it to that. It was, it's still, but, they introduced the Governor, who was not really the same Governor from the comic books, but that didn't matter. When they introduced him, that brought, again, getting really cheesy, that literally brought a new dimension to the show. Having, a very serious human problem. They were, dealing with maybe, death and disease and things like that, and dealing with each other in close quarters and stuff like that. No. This brought in a serious problem with the Governor and Woodbury and everything that happened with that. That's, like I said, everybody now pretty much knows who the Governor is, so that's a really cool key issue, just as something to have. It's really interesting.
And last but not least, something that I've been looking into, just because it has to, it gives us something that has never happened before. For over, let's be honest, it's been over 70 years now that this comic has been basically a mainstream edge for comic series. I don't know how else to really phrase it. But, since the early times of comic books, there has always been an Archie comic. And it has just been released that in one of the series that is currently running of Archie, which has been a little more of a serious issue, serious series about Archie, at the end of that series, Archie will die.
Heroically.
But still is the first time that Archie will actually die.
Yeah, and here's, Archie has more significance, even beyond, without Archie, the comic, and Archie comics, we can wrap this to video games. Mega Man comics, Sonic comics, they've done, a fair amount of, video game stuff. So, they also were responsible for cartoonifying the Ninja Turtles and making that really cheesy for kids, which bothers me a little bit. But whatever, Archie makes really family stuff, in general, that, anybody can read. And to kill off Archie, that's Archie himself. That's kind of a big deal. But they're gonna have him go out heroically.
And it's not.
Are they gonna reboot the series afterwards? They're just gonna let Archie go.
This is a completely different series from the mainstream Archie. This is Life with Archie. So it was just supposed to be a limited run, but it's never been done where a character this heroic has died.
For real.
For real.
Like, well, I mean, we'll see, obviously, but as for the information we know now, like,
for this, I mean, this is the end of this series. I mean, you still have the other Archies that are running, and it's one of those things that I don't know. It's something you don't. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just
it is really interesting. Honestly, I'm not like a huge Archie person. I don't even like even Archie comics in general, outside of maybe like Sonic the Hedgehog. Honestly, Archie never did much for me. But I will probably maybe pick up that issue just to see it. Like, I'm curious.
It will be. I mean, this year is going to be a key year for comics because now I know with the Amazing Spider-Man, the first run it did end temporarily to start a second run. But, they brought back that first run, but now that first run is officially ending with another reboot. So I don't see them going back to the original run. But, I mean, this year we have... you have the end of the actual Amazing Spider-Man. This parallels with it. Both of those series have run for a long time. Yeah. And the fact that, you have such a key figure that has been in the American home for 70 years.
Yeah. I think everybody knows who Archie is.
Yeah, even if you've never read Archie, you still know who Archie is. You know who Archie is. You've seen a comic. You've read the digest. You've seen the digest. Yeah.
You've passed it in a grocery store. Somehow you've come in contact with Archie.
Yeah, for me, I never read Archie at all. But seeing this, I felt this part of me. It's like part of America is dying today.
Yeah, I mean, Archie is kind of like the American, all-American comic, except maybe Captain America. Except maybe,
Yeah, but so that issue I believe will be out July.
We have officially been jabberjawing for about an hour, sir.
And that's
talking about our feelings about things, and that's really all we have to talk about.
That is all we have to talk about today.
So plugs. Yay, plugs. Let's plug some things.
Okay, go ahead.
Plug number 1. We'll throw a complete inbox because that's where we work and that's where we film this. So plug number 1.
Complete inbox.
Complete inbox. Everett, Pennsylvania. We've got comics, which we talked about, and we've got tons of video games, which we also talked about. Plug number 2. Rabbit Run Games. If you can shuffle it, they've got it right up the street from us. Magic cards, Kaijudo. They're really recently getting into. So if you got a card game, they've got it. Plug number 3. We have War and Pieces in Lancaster. They are a tabletop gaming. If you need Warhammer, if you need some D&D, and actually, if you also need some Magic, they do a little bit of that. They try to stick with more in tabletop gaming. Central Market Mall in Lancaster, great place. Give another plug to 8-Bit Arcade.
Yes.
They are a repair center and retailer of arcade games, as you can see behind me. I mean, that is where we go for our arcade machines. And
I think that's it. Not a plug, but just me.
I'm
happy about. Oh yes, our website.
We set up. It's themediocregamers.com. It is still under construction a little bit. Themed, not what it could be, but we got it out there. I'll say it again. Stuff that we maybe didn't have time to, or maybe content-wise wasn't super appropriate for the show. Not that it was explicit, just like album reviews, more in-depth comic reviews, things like that. We will actually have on the website to read, and we also have facebook.com/themediocregamers where you can ask us questions, make suggestions for quizzes we should take next week, or just what you want to hear us talk about.
Yeah, and quick congratulations to the Washington Capitals local affiliate, the Reading Royals, who have clinched the Eastern Conference for this year. Second year in a row that they've clinched that and are on the way to potentially the second year in a row for the Kelly Cup Championship.
Which is the Lord Stanley's Cup of the league, more or less.
I'm happy for them.
No, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, that's a big deal.
I like my local hockey, and if you are in the area and like hockey and only want to pay $20 or less to see a hockey game, go see the Reading Royals.
Yeah, I mean we plugged some stuff today. We plugged it hard today. So
I think that
after all that hard plugging, I think we should go take a rest, and we'll see everybody next week.
We'll see everybody. Oh wait, what are we doing next week?
Oh, things for next week. I was going to talk about it is now Magic the Gathering spoiler season for the next set that is coming out, We can talk a little bit about that. But instead, we're going to put that off for next week. Next week, we'll have Kyle from War and Pieces come over. We'll teach Brad to play Magic before we broadcast. We'll talk about new Magic cards coming out. Or maybe we'll just talk about board games and just see how Kyle feels about he's started a new business very similar to Complete Box. So we'll probably ask him some questions, what that's like to go into like a bigger city in the area, open up a game store in actually like Central Market Mall, which is a big deal there, and really just see what it's like to be like a younger age, having that. And then the week after, we'll actually have Spencer Brossman on, who owns Complete Box, which has now been up for almost 3 years. And again, around the same age, we'll talk to him and see what it's like having an established business now. Both of these are in the realm of what we talk about. So you can see a new one and then one that's been around for a little bit and just kind of get some comparisons. I think it should be pretty interesting. So yeah, the next ones will be a little more newsy, interviewee probably. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. So yeah, definitely check it out. I think it'll be a lot of fun. We'll have 3 at the table next week. We'll have the Kyle cam probably. And then after that, Spencer cam, we'll probably also be looking at his collection as well. We'll probably have like a short video we'll put up. That's what we've got coming up.
That is our cast for today.
I'm Travis, that's Brad, and we're the Mediocre Gamers. And we'll see you next week.